So for those who are up to date on Dragon Ball, particularly the Dragon Ball Super manga, I think it's safe to say that the series is at a turning point. The manga is currently adapting the superhero movie, and Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama has even said that this is meant to be a transition to the time period of 10 years after the Buu saga that we saw at the end of Z. So knowing that, we could be getting a revamped version of Z's ending within the next couple chapters. With that in mind, what's next? I seriously hope it won't be the end, since there's still a whole lot for us to see, but that's a topic for another time. Now obviously, I can't speak for what's to come, or if there's even gonna be anything after we see Goku fly off with Oob. But if there is, and we're ushered into a whole new era of Dragon Ball, something I'd love to see is emphasis on the next generation. This seems like an obvious decision, as the main cast isn't getting any younger, with even their children being more like young adults at this point. In fact, we're already seeing elements of this theme in place, as in Superhero, there was a heavy emphasis on Pan, and Oob's next appearance is inevitable, having already appeared in the Moro arc. However, what I want to talk about today is a member of this new generation that's flown under the radar of most Dragon Ball fans. A character that I've hardly heard anyone online talk about, and those who do talk about her have never discussed what I'm about to talk about, at least to my knowledge. I speak, of course, of Bulla Briefs, or Bulla if you solely watch the anime. Now I might just be the only person in the world who thinks this, but I desperately want to see more of this character, as I think she has the potential to be one of the best characters in the series, one that could put other up-and-coming characters like Pan to absolute shame. Now some background details are necessary here, as I'm sure most Dragon Ball fans don't have extensive knowledge of this character. Bulla Briefs was first shown in the 518th chapter of the original Dragon Ball manga, which was the second to last chapter of the series. Given the fact that she was introduced in the story's epilogue, she doesn't really do anything throughout those last two chapters, and is mainly just there to serve as a symbol that Bulma and Vegeta haven't been doing nothing over this past decade, if you know what I mean. Bra does appear again in GT, but once again, she doesn't do much. The most involvement she gets is when she goes shopping with Vegeta before they're attacked by a possessed Gohan. And honestly, it's a pretty charming scene, showing off their dynamic and how different Vegeta treats Bra in comparison to Trunks. Though despite this, I was disappointed not only by the fact that she was virtually plot irrelevant, but how she was portrayed. In GT, Bra is portrayed as a stereotypical spoiled teenage girl, and it's just so shallow. There were a ton of directions that this character could have gone, but the writers just chose the easy way out and made her a one-dimensional stereotype. Incredibly disappointing. What I just listed was pretty much all the major information we have on Bra, so it makes sense why most Dragon Ball fans never really thought twice about her. I mean, she was really only meant to be a placeholder anyway, so what's the big deal? So once Super came around, surely there'd be no need to...
Ah! Holy crap, Bulma!
Oh, well how about that? Yeah, so in episode 77 of Super, it was revealed that Bulma was pregnant, which is a core plot of the next few episodes. I take this as a reason why there should be a plan for Bra going forward, as given her minuscule role in the past, Toriyama and company easily could have retconned her existence, but instead, they chose to follow through and give Bra a place among the cast of Dragon Ball, even if it was just as a baby. And even as a baby, she had more story relevance than any of her previous incarnations. Hell, it could be argued that the fate of the universe depended on her, since Vegeta wouldn't have participated in the Tournament of Power if she wasn't born in time. Now that's importance. But aside from that, if they went through the trouble of reintroducing her, it should signify that they have a plan for her in the future. So if they don't, they only have themselves to blame. Alright, so let's talk about what you clicked on this video for. The future of this character. The most obvious reason I think Bra has so much potential is the gift of her genetics. Since she's the child of Bulma and Vegeta, we could have a character that's the perfect mix of brains and brawn, a character that has both Vegeta's combat prowess and Bulma's intelligence is a character type that we've never really seen before in Dragon Ball, at least not in too much detail. They had the opportunity to go this direction with Trunks, but while I wouldn't say Trunks is stupid, he definitely isn't on the same level as his mother, who even states as much. In fact, in the very scene where Bulma says that, we get our first sample of Bra in action, where she purges Bulma's computer of a virus in a matter of seconds. It only lasts a few panels, but those few panels already make her more useful than she was in all of GT. So if this is what she's able to do as a 3-year-old, imagine what she can do when she gets older. Now before you say anything, yes, I know Gohan is also book smart, but it kinda bothers me that his book smarts are usually portrayed as a detriment to his character, as the only thing his studies seem to accomplish is getting in the way of his training. And he hardly ever uses his book smarts in fights. He sometimes forms strategies that help, but it's rarely beyond what we see from other Z fighters. In fact, he sometimes sheds his book smarts completely when he fights, becoming extremely arrogant and letting his guard down at the worst times. Now I know he had to overcome his arrogance for the Tournament of Power, but I don't think it's safe to say that it's completely gone, and the series definitely still portrays his outside life as an obstacle. Maybe through Bra, we could have a whole new character arc for Gohan, where he realizes that there's nothing wrong with being book smart and that he should accept it as a part of who he is in addition to fighting. With the traits I've described so far, it's safe to say that if the Dragon Ball team has a similar template to me, Bra would be a new type of Dragon Ball character. And I think a new character type would fit great into what current Dragon Ball is going for. For those who've read the more recent arcs in the series, particularly the Moro and Granola arcs, you can tell they're trying to do something new, where instead of Goku and Vegeta focusing on being the strongest fighter, they've instead focused on being the most effective fighter. I personally love this change, as most Dragon Ball villains before this really just came down to a matter of hitting them really hard. But now, we're seeing our main characters actually strategize and come up with strange techniques instead of just getting stronger. So with that in mind, a character like Bra, who's already shown to have inherited Bulma's intelligence, can fit right in. A Z fighter who's actually book smart could come up with strategies and plans unlike anything we've ever seen, or maybe make new gadgets to assist in fighting. What if the Z fighters are cruising through space and their ship breaks down? Who's someone who can fix it while also being able to fight off enemies? Bra. The amount of things this girl has the potential to do is insane, and I hope more people recognize that, as it could really help this show branch out in terms of new character types and showing that there's more to combat than just punching.